is an esteemed panel of experts. We'll get to them all in a moment, but first, let's take a look at some of the steps the government has taken to hoist up this economy. We've got them for you here in our recovery piggy bank. Now, you probably remember the things that went into this recovery. The $700 billion TARP. That was the money that the government brought up and insured troubled assets to strengthen the financial sector back in 2008. We're not talking about that right now. Then there's the money that the Federal Reserve put into the system, $1.3 trillion worth of securities in order to keep mortgage rates around 5% right now at historic lows. We're not talking about that for the moment either. This is what we're talking about, the stimulus bill, the government's $787 billion stimulus bill. And this is the money that we are tracking for you this hour. The $787 billion comes in many forms, and let's take a look at what some of those are. Where did this money go to, and how does it break down? Well, you can see here the largest proportion of it went toward tax relief, $288 billion. This is relief for individuals, businesses, and incentives for states. $129 billion of it went for health care coverage, supporting Medicare costs and technology products. There are other areas too. $116 billion went toward the vulnerable, people who need assistance, like food stamps and unemployment assistance. $104 billion went to education and science. $66 billion went to green projects. $48 billion to transportation improvements and highway construction, and another $34 billion went to other assorted projects. Now, of the $787 billion, $413 billion, a little more than half of it, is spoken for. It's been doled out in a form of tax breaks, spending projects, other obligations, and that leaves us with about $374 billion left over, about half of which will be for more tax breaks. We've got a great panel of experts with us for the hour, but let's start with CNN senior political analyst David Gergen. David, the simple question, so